Why you are not getting a high score in IELTS. There are many people who feel disappointed and frustrated about their IELTS score. They take the test 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and still don't get the score that they need. This means a lot of wasted time, money, and of course stress. In this video, I want to explain why you are probably not getting the high score that you need. Keep watching to get an idea about how you can get unstuck from this problem. The first thing to identify is, what is a high score? Of course, a high score will be different for different people, but basically we're talking about getting a band 7 or higher. Band 7 is the ultimate target, and then higher than 7, 7.5 or 8 is the nice extra icing, extra bonus on top. Of course, as you probably know, if you need a place in an international university, then you're looking at a target of band 7. If you want to stand out amongst job applicants, a band 7 IELTS score is proof that you have a good level of English. So that's the target. Now, the question is, why are you stuck at 5.5, 6, or even just a band 5? Why can't you get higher than that? The answer is because the IELTS test is an English proficiency test. That means that the test measures your ability to communicate and understand English effectively. Now, language skills are based on foundations, and the answer to why you're not getting that high score is that you need to strengthen your foundations in English. There are 3 key foundations that I suggest you should look at. These are vocabulary, grammar, and organisation. Keep watching and find out the strategies for developing and strengthening these foundations. The first thing I suggest you do in order to strengthen the foundations is to have a really good, effective study system. And it's worth looking into how languages are learned, the best way to learn languages. Here, I can suggest a couple of things you can do. The first thing is to start using digital flashcards. These are really effective as a way of recording what you learned and then regularly reviewing your information so that it's in your head and ready to use. What's more, digital flashcards are quite fun and you can access them anywhere you go because you'll have the program on your phone. I would suggest having a look at Quizlet as a program to use digital flashcards with. This is not a sales pitch, by the way, and it's not an affiliate, but Quizlet looks pretty good to me. It's also a good idea, if you can, to spend some time communicating with someone whose English is good. You don't need to find someone who is a native speaker. Just find someone who is good at English. And then spend 20 or 30 minutes a week conversing, chatting with them about different subjects. Maybe you could buy them a coffee. Maybe you could even pay them for their time. Another thing you can do is to keep a video diary. This idea is based on the principle that if you teach something, you're going to learn it at a much deeper level. And by keeping a video diary, you're basically telling your brain that you are teaching. Because what you can do is you get your camera out, you sit in front of it, and you tell your camera what you have learnt in your English studies for vocabulary and grammar. That way you are teaching it, you're teaching it to the camera. It's up to you if you show the video to anyone or just watch it yourself. That's up to you. Once you have a study system in place, the next thing to do is to look at foundation-specific studies. So I said that the key foundations of your IELTS score are based on vocabulary, grammar and organisation. And you need to focus on these three areas. So vocabulary first, of course, you need to grow your vocabulary. In fact, you'll never get to band 7 if you just use regular vocabulary. You need to show the examiners that you can use interesting words. I have a whole video on how to grow your vocabulary. Please watch that as soon as possible. Just to give you the basic system here, firstly, you need to start reading and get access to new vocabulary. Then you need to record it in a vocabulary notebook. Then you need to get that vocabulary in your mind so that it is active. That's where digital flashcards come in. And finally, use it as much as possible so that the vocabulary becomes automatic and ready to use whenever you want to say or write something. The next foundation is grammar, and yes, it is worth doing grammar practice exercises. I recommend a book called Grammar in Use. The author is Raymond Murphy. It's published by Cambridge University Press. I'll leave an Amazon link in the description. This book is really useful. It goes through all of the grammar items that you need to master. One of the pages explains what the grammar item is and how to use it. And then on the other page, there are practice activities where you get to apply and through kind of drilling and repetition, learn how these grammar items work. And then once again, remember to review your grammar studies as a way of making sure that you have mastered that grammatical item. The last foundation is organisation. You need to be aware of how you organise your spoken content and your written paragraphs. Think about organisation in terms of blocks, where one block represents an idea and the explanations and supporting points connected to that idea. The problem with a number of people is that they jump around too much, and it's like a big ping pong, pa-ding, 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 going from one place to another and basically confusing the reader or the listener. One of the things with organisation you can do is to analyse the language that you make. So talk about something, maybe practice a part 2 topic, record it, and then listen back to your speaking and decide how much do you jump around. The same goes with writing. Do some writing practice, and then maybe the next day or go back to your writing when you are a little bit fresh after a break. Look at it and consider how the ideas are organised and whether you are organising your thoughts and points in terms of blocks or whether you are jumping around in a confusing way. There we have it then. They are the 3 foundations that you really need to work on. Vocabulary, grammar, organisation. The good news is that this is completely doable. The bad news is that you do have to spend time and attention to get these foundations in a strong state. By the way, don't believe all of those IELTS preparation courses that will promise you a high score and easy and quick results. This won't happen if your foundations are weak. So let me know in the comments, what kind of problems do you have with IELTS? Have you been stuck with your IELTS score being low and you feel like giving up? Let me know your experience in the comments. If you like this video, remember to click and subscribe to the YouTube channel for IELTS Breakthrough. It just takes a second, it's completely free, and you'll get all of the tips and strategies come to you and you can watch them immediately. Also, remember to check out the video on how to grow your vocabulary. Thank you and have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, week, weekend. I'll see you in the next video.